Good afternoon, everybody. Come on in. It's time to fix a little bit of dinner. Listen, I got another fast, healthy meal in store for you. So, you healthy eaters out there, you're going to be glad to see this one because not only is it going to be healthy, by my estimation, but it's also going to be a quick meal. This is another one of those meals I'm running in here cooking after I've been out all day. I went food shopping today. I was gonna do it like some ladies do. They do a food haul. I had so much stuff today. I thought I can't do it. If I had done the food haul, I wouldn't have been able to fix me something to eat. So I think y'all rather see me cook, I'm sure, than see all that stuff I went to the store and bought. You know how you can get in and start buying some for this, some for that. Because what I really did, I don't know if I mentioned it to you all a while back. Someone, I cannot remember who, was just doing a little commentary about, the virus and the social unrest and all the things that are going on in the world today. And they made a statement that really stuck with me. And what the young lady said was, now if you can, buy what you can, because you got the holidays coming up and we don't know what's going to happen with this virus, because there's been talk about it doubling back and we may not be able to get out at all. So, kind of sort of stock up. And I normally keep my freezer and refrigerator and cupboards, so to speak. I usually keep them pretty much stocked, but some stuff, certain things you just run out of. And what I've been doing is trying to backstock the things that I know I may run out of. And if I see things that I think I might like along the way, like Thanksgiving will be here before you know it, I picked up a couple of things for that I could use around Thanksgiving, and especially my supplies, like my metal pans that I use to cook in, my my foil. I like to buy the big industrial rolls of foil. I already had one of those, in like 200 trash bags at a time. I shop like that because I shop at Sam's. So anyway, I got all this stuff sitting in my kitchen, y'all. It is turmoil in here, but I'll get it straightened out. I've got all my meats put away. My freezer is stocked. And I also had to shop a little bit for next Sunday is September birthday family Sunday for my family. I've got, let's start with by age. I got Tanya, it's the 6th of September. Tansy is the 26th of September. Kareem is the 26th of September. Tony's fiance Lisa is the 16th of September. And Karan's girlfriend Monty's birthday is in September also. I'm not sure, I forgot what date it is. But anyway, I got 5 people to cook for September birthday. So I went ahead and shopped. And what we do all the time is go ahead and or what I do rather is I find out what everybody likes to eat, and I try to make the meal that they want to eat. So that's what I'm going to do. Everybody's putting in their requests. So I start buying, today I went ahead and start purchasing a couple of things so that I can have that out of the way. Because I hate doing last minute shopping. I just don't like doing it. So anyway, I was out getting all that done. Got my tires rotated and balanced today at Sam's Club. So got that done. And just all my general shopping. I shopped at Food Lion and Sam's Club. Oh, and I picked up a couple of nice little cute, I have to show them to you. They're cute little Christmas lights, if I don't forget before I get done here. But they're nice, they're different. And usually this time of year they start, putting out Christmas. So I start picking up little things here and there. I'm not going to do a whole lot of decorating. I say that every year. But seriously, I haven't even taken my tree down. Y'all know that. So I'm not going to have a lot to do anyway. Because the main thing is up the tree. And I always try to do something new every year. So I got some little lights. I'll show them to you. And I thought, well, they were new, different, and I liked them. I thought, well, we'll go ahead and get them now. Don't let the season catch you. Once everybody starts getting them, there won't be any more. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here, I purchased some fresh corn from Food Line, and obviously I've taken the shucks and the silk off of them, which is a pretty easy process. Usually I do it at the store. So, but this time, since I only bought 3 ears, and these are nice and tender, and hopefully they're sweet. You know what? I didn't even I normally taste them. but they seem like they were nice, tender. It's too late to taste now. Yeah, I love raw corn. So, what I'm going to do, I put some. This is called by Country Crock plant butter. I've never used plant butter. I struck a conversation with a young lady in the grocery store. And she was talking to me, and she just happened to mention that plant butter was supposed to be really, really healthy. So I thought, you know what? And I shared with her that I use Smart Start. And so she said, well, oh, okay. So we sort of exchanged ideas on that. So I purchased a package of plant butter because I love butter. And this is supposed to taste just like butter. So we gonna see. But anyway, what I'm doing with this corn, I got a 375-degree oven waiting on it. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle it with a little bit of black pepper. And let's find my complete seasoning. You know, I'm gonna put a little bit of complete seasoning on it. Excuse me. I'm tired, y'all. I was at Sam's Club for 3 hours because I had to wait. It took them like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to finish my car. They were that busy, they were backed up. So I thought, well, why don't I go ahead and shop while I'm in here? So I walked around Sam's Club almost 3 hours. So I got good exercise today, y'all. Okay, so I got that. Let me go ahead and turn this. And it's gonna go into the oven. I'm gonna wrap it up in this foil, of course, and I'm gonna run it through the oven for about 20-25 minutes and let it just plump up real good. I would love to have this on the grill. Have you ever had grilled corn? It's wonderful. So this is actually a very quick meal. I'm dragging it out by talking, but I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit more complete seasoning on there. And I've got some brown sugar laying around here somewhere. And that's what I intend to put on also. Where'd I do the brown sugar? There it is, all the way across on the other side of the kitchen. So I'm just going to put a little bit of brown sugar on here. Just because I want to, really. It's not that much. Maybe a couple of teaspoons for all of it, if it's that much. And all that goodness is going to float around in there and season that corn up just really, really, really good, y'all. Now, I purchased some new, I don't know, this is called Cilantro and Lime. I'm going to be putting that on my shaved steak. I don't know, I don't think I'm going to put that on there. I don't know if that'll work, y'all. So, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap these up nice and tight like so. Like my girl Tabitha would say, like so, like that. I just love to hear her talk. I really love to hear her talk. I love young women who are progressive and she got her own niche. I guess that's what draws me to her. She got her own thing. She's very not like everybody else, like nobody else out there, and I like that. That's a good thing. And I'm just gonna take one of these old pans that I kept, and I'm just gonna put a little water in the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to set this corn because I don't want it to dry out. I'm just going to set it in there while I'm getting the steak-em together. I'm going to go ahead and slide it in the oven. I said 375. I've actually got my oven on, 400, okay? So, I got my meat sitting over there. So, what I'm going to do to it is go ahead and season it. Because while I'm seasoning, I'm just going to make me a nice veggie salad. These are my onions that I'm going to be cooking in there. So we can set them to the side. I've already just a half of a medium onion. And you see, this is ribeye steak. You can buy it shaved like that, okay? Nice shaved ribeye steak meat. So that's going to be real good. I think I cooked it one other time with you all. So we're just going to put some complete seasoning on here. And because it's so thin, you don't put a lot because you don't want it to get too salty. Let me see how I'm running for time, because I want this meal. I want this to be an under 30-minute deal here. So let's go ahead and get this seasoned up really, really good. Okay. Probably a couple of teaspoons of this complete seasoning. Now, this is my cilantro lime seasoning. I'm trying it for the first time because I haven't, usually I mix up something and put all over my stuff. But we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of that today. And y'all know I got to get up in my cabinet and get me some of my masala seasoning. I just cannot seem to be able to cook anything without doing that. Let's see. This is a spicy curry masala, so we can go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of that on. If I can find one that's already open. Yeah, that's one that's already open. Yeah, got a little bit of it's broken. I gotta find me a container for this one. Okay, let's go ahead. Alrighty, that's good. And I'm just gonna mix that around really, really good. And like I said, you don't have to put a lot of seasoning on this meat because it's so thin. Let's go ahead and let's get this out the way. You know, let's get this done, y'all. Get it done. I'll go ahead and have my skillet over here heating up. And I'm gonna let this sit. And I also got some Worcestershire sauce that I'm gonna, when I get started cooking it, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of Worcestershire on it. So we're just gonna sit that back over there out of the way because what I need to do now is get my hands cleaned up so I can go ahead and chop. I'm gonna make me a raw vegetable salad because you know every so often I have to get me one going, and it's about time for me a new one. My salsa is good, so I don't have to make salsa tonight. Just gonna get these onions out of there. And y'all, that skillet's not hot. So I'm seriously, it's not hot yet. So we about ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour the olive oil in that pan. It's not gonna take that long. This is one of those under 30-minute meals, honey. Yes, sir. You hungry, shoot? No. That was my grandchild, my grandson, my man-child grandson. Okay. Now we got that all done and out of the way. Now what I'm going to do next is go ahead and start cutting my veggies. I'm gonna do it all right here. I'm gonna have to do it all right here. I don't have a choice today. I can't use my countertop across the way because I got, oh Lord, I got all kinds of stuff sitting over there. Let's see. I still got most of my veggies because whenever I go to the store these days, you know, you have to go ahead and wash the veggies real good. And everything has to be wiped. You gotta wipe, everything has to be wiped down. So I can't put the veggies away until I get them wiped, until I wipe them down and then I only wash what I was going to use tonight. So still got a ton of them across the way there. So I'm going to have to use this area here. So I'm just going to get y'all started to see what I'm doing, and we'll come back and drop that onion and steakums in the pan, and this meal will just about be done. So let me just show you what I've got to chop up. I've got some onion, celery, cilantro, a cucumber, a yellow squash, some red pepper, and cucumber. Okay, so that's what I have a taste for. It's for, I don't have a chopping area, so this is how you chop when you don't have a chopping area. And be careful, y'all, when y'all do this. I do this all the time. This is where I was raised doing it. And again, remember I told y'all, please, I get paranoid about squash, because honey, I don't know where squash managed to get all that grit on them from. But it's not a lot of grit, but it just seems like if I don't wash that squash 5 or 6 times, inevitably I will crack down on a piece of grit, and that just takes away my entire taste for it. So I'm gonna take this squash because I don't have anywhere to cut, and I'm just gonna cut it just like this. Probably not so thin, but like slices like that will do just fine. And if y'all just walking in on it, it's because I'm cutting it like this, y'all, because I don't have nowhere to cut. My whole kitchen is just full of, I still got groceries out. But I had to stop and cook because I'm hungry. So that's just one squash. And then that's one yellow squash, and then I purchased one zucchini squash. And these veggies like this, I just purchased one at a time because once you get all this cut up, you'll have a big bowl full. And if I need to make more, I just have to run back to the store and make more. And this will make a nice bowl full. Now, if all the kids were here, of course, I'd have to double this recipe. But this is just one. You'll see when you get everything in the bowl, it'll be more than enough. And all you gotta do is get everything chopped like so, like that. And you put your vinaigrette on it. Now see, that girl got me trying to talk like her. Isn't that amazing how sometimes you pick up on other people's lingo or words or whatever when you like them? So Tabitha, girl, you got me with that like that. Okay, now this cucumber, I'm not using the peeler with it because this little paring knife is pretty sharp. So it goes under there real good. Just be careful with your fingers now. Are y'all able to see? Yeah, you can see that. Just want y'all to see. If you don't know how, if you don't know how to, if you don't have a peeler, then you just take you a nice little paring knife. Now, this little set of knives is in Sam's Club, and I think there were like 6 different ones for about $5 or less even. It might have been less than 5, I'm not sure. But it was real inexpensive. And these little knives really come in handy when you're cutting and need to get something cut in a little tight squeeze. Or this paring. I love to use a paring knife. Because y'all know me, I like to get my hands right into what I'm doing. So a paring knife for me is great. And you just slice it up like that. And like I said, be careful with your fingers. Of course, you can slice it up a lot better if you have a chopping service, which I don't right now. Okay. I'm telling y'all, my kitchen is full of stuff. I guess I could have done the grocery store haul thing, but if I had, I would still be doing it. Okay, now this is the other half of the onion that I want to use with the steak. And what I've done is just slice it, and I'm just going to cut it again. These are sweet onions. They're yellow onions, but they're sweet onions. I've already sliced it, and I just cut it right in half like so. Like that. Okay. Okay, and then of course we're going to stir everything up together. Now I also have 1 stalk of celery because I want that crunch in there. I'm just going to put up that 1 stalk of celery in there for that good old crunch. And this is going to be a nice little raw veggie salad for me because I love raw veggies. Oh, I've got some baby carrots that I'm going to put in here too. Okay. And I'm telling you, I'm having to cut everything. This is 1 clove of garlic. Just slice it as thin as you can because you don't want it too big in your mouth. And this is fresh garlic. All these are fresh veggies, y'all. Because this is my week to do my fresh veggie thing. I'll tell you what, when I run out sometimes, I feel sort of lost when I don't have my fresh stuff going on. And this, of course, is a red pepper. I'll just cut it in half and I slice it just like that because what I'm going to do to it is just put it, I'm just going to lay it right in there and I'm going to go through it just like that. Again, I'm having to do it this way, y'all, because I don't have a cutting surface. And just be careful with your fingers is all. Or you can go all the way around it just like this, y'all. And you can do this salad in probably 10-12 minutes. It doesn't take that long. So see how easy it is to cut this stuff up. Now I also purchased some cilantro because I want to make what I saw. I can't think of the young lady. She, I love learning stuff from people, especially young folk, and especially somebody from a whole different country from me. She made green sauce, and I am in love with green sauce. So I think I've got all the ingredients. This is cilantro. I'm just going to chop my cilantro in here. Once I got a whiff of this cilantro, I thought, whoo, I got to have cilantro in there. So not a lot, just enough. And plus I need to put some in my salsa. So that's all of my ingredients except for the tomatoes. I'm going to chop the tomatoes, just dice the tomatoes, and I will put the tomatoes in last. So hold on just a minute. Let me get my, I'm not even decided what I was going to put in as for seasoning. Probably is going to be whatever vinaigrette I have over there, because I love a balsamic vinaigrette. I'm praying I got some. If not, I'll just use a little brown sugar, some vinegar, and some olive oil, and that will do the job. So hold on, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I did find me some balsamic vinaigrette. How about that? So I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of brown sugar in there. Okay, just like that. And we're going to start out with about 3/4 of a cup of my balsamic vinaigrette by Food Lion. Just to give it a toss here first. So I don't want no little bit of sugar to clump. Oh, I need to get my baby carrots too. I want some baby carrots in here. Like I said, this is my good old raw veggie salad. I love raw veggies. Hold on just a second. I'll be back. Yum, yum. Got a couple of handful of the carrots. Okay, that's good on the carrots. And I'm going to go ahead and pour in. But you see, this is almost a half a bottle. I'll probably have to use most of that. This is a 16 ounce, so about 8 ounces of dressing to go in there. A couple tablespoons of olive oil, y'all. Okay. And because I'm using cilantro, I'm going to put a little bit of this lime cilantro seasoning, about a teaspoon of that lime and cilantro seasoning in there. If you don't have this, you know, you're going to put, of course, your garlic, a little bit of seasonal, if you got seasonal, whatever seasoning you have, really. The main thing is these veggies, so whatever you want to do. And sometimes you can just use that vinaigrette, or you can put some oil and vinegar on there and go ahead about your business. It depends on what kind of taste buds you have. Y'all know my taste buds are just beaming, and I have to satisfy them all the time. The one thing I try to do, though, is stay away from the salt. And I think I've been doing pretty good, because that's why, another reason why a lot of spices, you know, some of the feedback, some of the people say, well, it's too much spice. As I told you before, if you don't want to put any spices at all, wonderful. This same group of veggies can be sauteed. You can put them in a skillet, put your little salt and pepper on them, and go about your business. Either way, however you want to do it. This is just me, because I like lots of seasoning. Y'all know me. I love lots of seasoning. So, I think I went right to the store, did not buy my Paul Crujon or my Tony Chachere's. And this is no salt at all, and this is just a lot of spices, and it's got a little bit of heat to it. And I'm going to half it a little bit, about a half a teaspoon of pepper flakes, just to spice it up a little bit, okay? And we're just going to give it another toss. You know, this is always going to be better about 3 days out, but I'm going to eat some tonight. But 3 days out, this will, all this seasoning and the spices and the vinaigrette, the salad dressing, all that would have gone all the way through, and it would be on point. Let's see. I didn't put the timer on the stove. That's good. But you see how pretty that is, and y'all know it's gonna taste as pretty as it looks, y'all. So it's that simple to get something that good going on in the bowl. Y'all see? And look, when you taste it, if it doesn't taste like you want to taste it, if you want some more seasoning, if you need some salt in it, if you can have salt. I'm not supposed to have a lot of salt, but I do seasonings that have salt and some without. But I like highly seasoned food, but I do my best to stay away from the salt. So once you taste of it, Once you get it mixed good, if you need to put something else, just add whatever you want. This is freestyle salad here. These are free foods here, and I'll add, you know, a little bit of taste in there. Let's see what this tastes like. Woo! I'm about ready to sit down to the table, y'all. This is done. So we're gonna set my raw veggie salad off to the side, out of the way. Y'all just don't understand this real good now. I'm gonna go ahead and start these steakums up. And I've got some mesquite chicken breasts. I'll slice them, heat them, and that's what will be part of the wrap. Okay, y'all can see that skillet there. Okay. That's where we are right there. Because those are my wraps. Okay. That oil is hot enough. But before I do that though, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it easy on myself. I'm gonna do these onions separately because this meat is so thin, I don't want to dry it out. So I'm gonna put this onion on something separately and just let it cook. Let me go ahead and get the meat going. And I think it has enough of seasoning on it. Doesn't take a lot. Like I said, I'm gonna put a little bit of teriyaki. So I'm gonna fry this sort of like in little batches. Okay. And you don't need the heat too high. This should make about 4 nice ones. So we're gonna fry this. See how I'm good at doing this in little batches? 3. Oh, I might get more than 4. Okay. So I forgot I'm gonna put the I forgot all about it. I'm gonna be putting the chicken on it. So I might get 5. Okay. 5 will work, but I'm trying to keep them separated so when I get ready to make the wraps, they're already. You sort of just chop them like that, like so. And okay. I was hoping if I got a bigger skillet, I could have gotten all of them. But before it's over, I'm gonna have all of them in there at the same time. I'm just trying to keep them separated. Is what I'm doing. These little packs of shaved ribeye steak, they only cost you $5 or $6, I think it was what I paid. Yeah, I'm gonna get all 5 of these in there, or I can just put them all in there and separate them later. So we'll be right back. We're just gonna let that simmer. This is gonna take a good 10 minutes to do this meat, so I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, I've got my sliced chicken breast on there. Just laid it right on top of the meat. It's about done. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to lay some onions right on top of that. I went ahead and seasoned and microwaved my onion because I don't want that meat to have to cook as long. It would take the onions a little bit too long to cook. I don't want my meat dried out, y'all. So this is what we're going to put in the wrap. I'm going to have to let it cool down a little bit anywho. So we're going to let it sit right there. And that chicken, all that meat and everything is nice and hot. Of course, I'm going to put some cheese on mine. Karina don't want cheese on his. Why you don't like cheese? So that's the meat for the wraps. I'll be right back and put them together and show y'all what we got going on. Okay, y'all, here we go. It's time to go ahead and roll these babies up and get them on the plate. Kareem's already put in his order on. He's ready to eat, y'all. We're going to just use these little small plates over here. The main attraction is right here on the stove right there, like that, y'all. Let's go ahead and that's the corn. It should be ready. But I'm going to turn it right back on just in case it's not. So, Kareem likes mayo. He wants mayonnaise, lettuce, tomatoes. And I'm going to put a little bit of that sauce on there. I'm What kind of noise is that? Okay, so here we go first. This is some good old Hellman's mayonnaise. I'm just going to spread his wrap with some mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do some lettuce and tomatoes. I think I'm going to put the lettuce and tomatoes on first, and that way they won't be slipping and sliding on me, okay? Some lettuce and tomatoes. It might be too much tomato, I don't know. You know what, let me just do this just in case, because Kareem likes this stuff, but he don't like a lot. Okay, now I got a little pink salt. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of pink salt to make sure that top is on properly. A little pink salt. Just a little bit of pink salt. Now, I'm going to go ahead and dish him up his meat on there. Like that. That's going to make a good size wrap. Then, I've got, this is nothing but Worcestershire sauce and a touch of brown sugar. It has a little tart, you don't need a lot, just a little bit, just poof it up a little bit, okay? And now it's time to roll it. So I'm going to start on this end, rolling, like a wagon wheel, rolling. Okay, I'm not going to close the ends on that. I'm just going to let the ends stay open. And that's this first one. These are nice big ones. Thank God, I'm glad. This is like a whole meal. I got that corn still in there. I don't even know if Kareem want corn. I've even got a little bit of leftover cabbage in there that I had for Sunday dinner. This is shredded lettuce, y'all. I didn't shred it. It was already shredded. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna do in a lot of those thick pieces of tomato. There we go. Cause he just don't like the whole lot of stuff. Okay. Just gonna put a little. Is that batter coming? Yeah. A little bit of that. Oh, I didn't do any black pepper. He'll be okay. Okay. That pan is hot. Now that was hot. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's kind of hot, y'all. Got the lid in there. Don't need the lid in there. Okay, so same thing. We're just gonna roll it up, and we'll have his plate ready to go. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, there it is. My dinner is served. My shaved ribeye steak and mesquite chicken wrap. I add the cheese to mine too, by the way. My oven roasted corn with brown sugar. A little bit of glaze, a little bit of sauce that I made, a little Worcestershire, a little brown sugar I made to pour over there to dip. And of course my beautiful vegetable salad. Now y'all, I'm getting ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy this meal. Thank y'all for stopping by. And as always, thank y'all for continuing to pray with and for me. Continue to stand in the gap for someone. Continue, please, please, please. And I'm going to say it every time I speak with y'all, to pray without ceasing to the glory of God, so that we can all end up with good success through all the things that we're going through. There was some really heavy rain last night in a neighboring city about 30 miles from here, where two little children, at this point, they were looking for them, so I don't know if they perished or not. But anyway, the mother and the two little children were in the car, and the road washed out. Apparently, she didn't realize that, and they washed the car away. And the rescuers went out to get her. I think they said 4 boats went out into the water to get her. The water took the boats from those guys, turned the boats over, and they were able to pull the mother out. But as of 10 o'clock this morning, which was the last time I had watched it, they had not found those 2 babies. I'm telling you something, y'all. It's praying time. Now that ripped me from one end to the other because I'm thinking about mm, how afraid I'm sure they were out there in that water. And that water's rushing and running and whipping them every way. So in my prayer time, all throughout the day, and especially this morning, just pray that whatever the end result is for those kids, that they are commended to the glory of God, and that mother that has to face whatever uh, on behalf of those children is that, that she'll find some comfort somewhere at some point in time, and that family, just to surround that family and just pray. You may not know them, I don't even know them, but I know of them because they're in a neighboring town, and nonetheless the loss of a child or a loved one is still a deep loss, and especially for those two little babies that were floating around that water. And I know at some level you have to understand that God is still in control. Now you have to have faith in order to be able to do that, because I'm telling you the truth. This morning my heart was aching like it could have been, all I could think of was, but for the grace of God, it could have been me and my children. So we always want to keep people lifted up, and just prayed up and standing in the gap for them, and always wishing each and everyone well in this life, because there are so many things that have befallen people and can befall, because again, but for the grace of God, it could be you or I. The young man Bozeman that perished, the one that played in Black Panther, everybody is grieving that loss, because he was such an awesome young man. Of course, I didn't know him personally, but again, he could have been my child. And I commend that family to the arms of the Lord, that they will feel his comfort. And because I'm sure at this point they walked that battle with him for the last few years, and what a strong and mighty young man he was, to be able to come in front of a camera and to keep his head up and to keep his body going in that kind of distress. So, God built him to do that. That was a great example that he left behind. If nothing else, his legacy showed that he was a good, strong, awesome young man who considered other people's feelings, because he didn't go spreading it out all over. I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. I heard some people say, oh, we didn't know. Well, you weren't supposed to know. So, by the grace of God, his family was there for him, and they got to where they needed to be with him in his illness. And I thank God for him and for the art that he did while he was here on this earth, for what he did, for what he left. I admire him. I commend him in the name of Jesus, and I pray that he will now rest with the Lord, and that his family will find some kind of peace. So, and for all the other things that are going on throughout the world, out in Texas, I'm sure they're still, in Louisiana, they're still reeling from that storm. And I'm telling you, in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Smithfield, those are our adjoining cities. They had some serious, heavy, torrential rains last night. So I don't know if anyone else lost their life, or I'm sure they had lots of water damage. And I thank God that water didn't flow, because usually we get a lot of flooding. We didn't get any flood. As I was saying, y'all, just before my camera cut me off right in the middle of my words, I don't know if we got any damage here. I've got to go back and look back at the news, but we thank God that we made it through. I didn't sustain any damage here, but let's keep that family in prayer about those little children, and keep Bozeman's family in prayer, and any other families that you know that it been recently in distress. All people throughout this country who are going through. The young man that was shot so many times, I can't think of his name at the moment, but we just need to lift people up and just pray. I mean, we don't have to have a whole bunch of words. Just ask God to have mercy and to keep us and help us to know that he is in control and he makes no mistakes, and that we live in a world and in a time now where prayer is the only thing that I know of that we can do freely, and we can not necessarily control it, but we can do it at will, and know that the fervent, effectual prayers of the righteous availeth much. So thank you guys for tuning in again. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your comments, your compliments, and your support of my channel, and for Tanya, Lady T. Thank you for supporting her. We love you all as you love us. So listen, guys, until I decide to cook again, I'm going to go over here, sit down, relax, and enjoy one of these wraps, a piece of that corn, and my whole bowl of salad. So love you guys. Keep those prayers going up now so the blessings will continue to come down. Toodaloo.